There are clouds that look exactly like perfect flying saucers, lightning that explodes upward into space, and icy fingers that crawl across the ocean floor, killing everything they touch. People who see these things with their own eyes often assume they are glitches in a video or special effects added later. But they are all real, natural phenomena our planet creates completely on its own. Stay until number 1, where storms fire gigantic red lightning into the upper atmosphere, like the sky itself is short-circuiting. Lenticular clouds. High above mountain ranges, perfectly smooth, disc-shaped clouds suddenly appear and hover without moving. They stack on top of each other like giant flying saucers, glowing pink and orange at sunrise. Pilots avoid them because they signal strong turbulence, even though they look as peaceful as painted props hanging in the sky. If you did not know better, you would swear you were watching a fleet of parked UFOs. Most common near mountains and strong winds. Form when moist air flows over ridges in stable layers. Can appear motionless even in high-speed winds. Often mistaken for unidentified flying objects. Glide pilots sometimes use them to ride powerful updrafts. Fire rainbows. In some summer skies, thin wisps of clouds suddenly ignite into streaks of neon red, green, and blue stretching across the horizon. They look like rainbows that have broken free from their usual arc and smeared themselves along the clouds. These are circumhorizontal arcs, nicknamed fire rainbows, caused when sunlight passes through ice crystals at just the right angle. They burn in silence for a few minutes, then fade as quickly as they appeared. Require the sun to be high in the sky. Form in cirrus clouds made of tiny ice crystals. Best seen in mid-latitude regions during summer. Colors come from refraction, like light through a prism. Often mistaken for regular rainbows or auroras. Bioluminescent waves on certain nights. Waves crash onto dark beaches and explode in electric blue light. Every splash, every footprint in the wet sand, glows with an eerie neon halo before fading back into black. The effect comes from microscopic organisms in the water that light up when disturbed, like millions of tiny living glow sticks. Watching the shoreline at midnight feels like staring at the edge of another world. Caused by tiny plankton called dinoflagellates. Common in places like the Maldives and Puerto Rico. Light is a chemical reaction triggered by movement. Can be bright enough to see from boats offshore. Some beaches only glow a few nights each year. Fire tornadoes. Imagine a tornado made of pure flame, spinning hundreds of feet into the air. During intense wildfires, columns of hot air can twist into swirling vortices, sucking burning embers upward and forming fiery whirlwinds. These fire tornadoes move like living creatures, leaping from place to place, setting new blazes wherever they land. Firefighters facing them describe the sound as a roaring jet engine made of fire. Form when extreme heat creates rapidly rising air. Winds twist the rising air into spinning columns. Heights can reach several hundred feet. Can throw burning debris long distances. Extremely dangerous, and almost impossible to control. Volcanic lightning. When some volcanoes erupt at night, the sky above them explodes with lightning. Bolts rip through ash clouds, branching in every direction, illuminating rivers of lava below in ghostly flashes. The collision of ash, gas, and rock creates massive electrical charges that discharge as terrifying volcanic storms. It looks like the mountain itself is summoning lightning from another dimension. Often seen in explosive eruptions with dense ash plumes. Static charge builds as particles collide in the plume. Photographed at volcanoes in Japan, Chile, and Iceland. Bolts can stretch for miles through the ash cloud. Still an active area of research for volcanologists. Brinicles, the icicles of death under polar sea ice. A thin finger of freezing salt water sometimes begins to drip downward. As it sinks through the ocean, it freezes everything it touches, forming a hollow tube of ice that slowly crawls along the seafloor. This is a brinicle, nicknamed the icicle of death, and any starfish or sea creature caught under its path is frozen solid in seconds. Time-lapse footage looks like someone pouring liquid nitrogen across an alien landscape. Created when super cold brine leaks from ice sheets. Temperature can be many degrees below normal seawater. First filmed in detail by divers in Antarctica. Can reach several feet long before breaking apart. Supercell storms and mammatus clouds on the Great Plains. Some thunderstorms grow so large they look like rotating spaceships hanging over the fields. These are supercells, monster storms with spinning updrafts that can produce giant hail, tornadoes, and almost constant lightning. Sometimes their undersides swell with clusters of hanging bubble shapes, called mammatus clouds, glowing orange in the dying light. Standing beneath them feels like looking up at a living ceiling that is about to fall. Mammatus clouds form in sinking, turbulent air. Can be seen after storms have passed overhead. Some of the most photogenic clouds on Earth. Morning glory clouds. In remote northern Australia, people wake before dawn to watch something almost no one else on Earth will ever see. Across the horizon, a single long cloud rolls through the sky like a spinning cylinder, stretching for hundreds of miles. Glider pilots chase it, surfing the invisible wave of air beneath its tumbling surface. This is the morning glory cloud, so rare and precise that pilots plan entire expeditions around the chance to ride it. Most often seen over the Gulf of Carpentaria. Pestilent lights in a remote Norwegian valley, glowing orbs appear in the night sky without warning. They drift slowly, hover motionless, or suddenly shoot away at impossible speeds before vanishing. For decades, locals watched in silence as the mysterious lights flickered over the hills and fields, sometimes bright enough to reflect in the river below. Scientists have set up cameras and instruments, but no one has fully explained what causes them. Sightings peaked in the 1980s. Lights can last from seconds to over an hour. Leading theories involve unusual plasma or chemical reactions. Red sprites and blue jets high above ordinary thunderstorms. Something extraordinary happens that most people never see. When lightning flashes below, enormous red tendrils suddenly burst upward from the tops of clouds, stretching dozens of miles into the thin upper atmosphere. These are red sprites, ghostly electric trees that flash for a fraction of a second, followed by thin blue jets stabbing even higher toward the edge of space. Filmed with sensitive cameras, they look like alien energy blasts firing out of Earth into the darkness beyond. They occur around 50 miles above the ground. Studied from aircraft, ground stations, and the International Space Station. You have just seen 10 natural phenomena that look completely fake, yet happen on our planet every year. From glowing waves and burning tornadoes to rolling clouds and deadly icicles crawling along the seafloor, Earth never runs out of ways to surprise us. At the top of the list, red sprites and blue jets prove that even our storms are connected straight into space, firing gigantic bursts of electricity where almost no one can see. Which of these blew your mind the most? Would you rather stand under a supercell, walk along a glowing beach at midnight, or watch a morning glory cloud roll overhead? Do you think Hesterlin's lights are just rare physics, or something we still do not have the tools to understand? If this trip through Earth's strangest sky shows amazed you, like the video and subscribe for more hidden wonders of our world. Next time, we will explore terrifying real planets outside our solar system, including worlds of endless storms and places where glass rains sideways.